Hello and welcome to what has probably been one of the longest sessions of my entire career as a content creator, even longer than Ron Boss Road. Although I did do, there was a little bit where I left it for a few minutes. We haven't finished. There's a bit of straw to do on this, which I will set that going next time, and we'll finish this off. But we got all of the corn off here. I did do the grass fields because I thought. Oh well, we'll make some digestates from the grass, forgetting that the baler wrapper that was a wrapper, so therefore it's literally obviously gonna it's gonna make the silage for us. This was always the downfall of this kind of thing, really. If we cut them open though? That's the point. It's only grass at the minute, isn't it? You can cut them open. That's true. I never thought about that. All of the times I've moaned about that. If we grab those and don't give it any time to ferment and cut them open, then they're just grass. Yeah, I've never thought about it. I always thought, oh, I've wrapped them and they're like, that's it now. But I've never thought, well, yeah, but it's only plastic. You can rip it off. It's true. I did say this on a session on Rettenbach, that I can be a bit slow. With certain things, I can see complicated things, but something simple like that, escapes me, and then one day the penny will drop and think, why have you been doing that for so long when actually all you needed to do was tear open the thing and it's still grass? Can you actually cut these open like you could in FS25? Does it give you the option? Let's have a look. You can pick it up, but no, you used to be able to cut it off, cut them open, didn't you? I mean, I presume if we grab, let's just do a test. Yeah, I just want to grab one of these bales with a telehandler. If we grab one of this one right near the shed, so let's not in fact, let's grab another one as we're passing. It just seemed a bit silly not to grab these. And for once, I wouldn't care if I pierced it because actually we want to. If we drop this into the self-sufficiency, will it tear it, or will it just leave it on? Yeah, again, because I've always stupidly not thought about, I've never ever tested whether if you throw this in a silo, a multi-fruit silo, or a production silo that is a multi-fruit silo, will that just take it in and say it's grass? I would have thought the answer to this is yes, but having never done it, I'm not sure. So if we try the self-sufficiency, then we can make this and it's still grass. You see? So if we look in there now, we will have grass. I would hope so. Indeed we have. Oh, we have Houston. So obviously in real life, you wouldn't wrap, would you? But what I mean is you can't tell these balers not to wrap. So it's a bit of a waste of resources, but then we need the grass. So we will do the silage digestate. I don't need to do any special recipe, as I was discussing, but let's just grab this one. We will have a quick look. And so all we really did, and I mean, when I say all, I mean that because it took an absolute age. We got most of the straw bales off. I did unveil the Rosselmash Enhanced. Instead of increasing the size, I'm going to do a few different models. I'm going to give options. I've never done this yet. I did an extension, a bit like the Mora. I built that into it, and I'm going to do it around top. And again, it's the metal. It looks absolutely vile when it gets mucky. But if we jump in it and wash it, it looks beautiful. But it really is vile when it's dirty, and it doesn't take very long to get dirty either. So I'm not sure whether there's something I can do. If I wash this now, it's going to go beautiful, but it's well, when I say black, but shiny black paint. But what I mean is the shiny black paint there underneath, that's nothing like my shiny black paint. When it doesn't get mucky like that, it is honestly just muck. It will come off in a minute, but it's really, really grubby. And it's supposed to be clear, like metal clear metal, like not with bits on or anything like that. Why is it silver? It's supposed to be black. That's strange. It really is. It's supposed to be black. I literally painted that black in the i3D, and I could see it as black in the i. When I brought this in, I'm sure this was black. So, have we washed the black paint away? Because that's a little bit odd. It's like silver. I mean, it's beautiful, like, it really is, but that's not. I'm quite sure that when we came into this session, that was black. So there's nothing I can do in the. Even I'm not a whiz of that caliber that I can whisk. That was definitely matching black. So we appear to have washed the black away. We've now got silver. That is definitely peculiar. I can't wait to come back in the session and see if it's black again. That is really queer. Yeah, so I'm going to do a round top. You can see it has got a proper lid as well. It has got like a seamed lid. I will put accoutrements and things like. I just wanted to get the basic thing. This is a prototype, obviously. It's the first of its kind, and you can still get underneath. I haven't blocked that lot off. It's got a void underneath it, so it really has got a proper like an addition. And then the top section is like an additional bit, like a bit like the Mora that just goes up. So it's got half of that is legit, and then the top section is it would be a void that, yeah, you can see where that square piece goes, and the two side pieces, that will be all void inside that, and I need to do that properly as well. Apart from that, it does observe all things, and yeah, it makes this quite a large mold. I'm going to like have some bigger engines fitted in certain models, or give you the option to have a better, because obviously this appears very much like a Rossamash, and it is very much like a Rossamash, but what I mean is it's not, as in like BI Industries are BIing it, so yeah, it's we are definitely going to like have a few of these with different power. This one is a 277 horsepower, yeah, so it is, I mean it's weird though, it did not manage the 6 meter header very well, which that shocked me a bit really, why this would struggle with 277 horsepower, because I'm sure that the starter harvester is less than that, and it can manage a 6 meter, so I'm a bit confused as to why either the horsepower is not working for this, because that is only 250 horsepower and manages a 6 meter corn header very nicely. So I'm a bit shocked that my 277 horsepower was like, so no, I can't manage that. In fact, I can't even go forwards. So yeah, a bit confused, but nevertheless, right. Corn, how well did we do? We stuck it all in here. 87. Whoa, that is a big field. Yeah, nearly 88 tons of corn. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So we want to be... Yeah, I thought, being as we got corn, we got no choice. The self-sufficiency will do for like making herbicide and all the type of things the farm needs. Even a bit of silage additive, being as we've got the grass field. I didn't have time for this one. But we're going to do the silage and digestate, which is going to give us then digestate, which then means we can do the mineral feed, the corn one, which I think is the top one. Yeah, so we've got plenty of straw. I will allow the buying of stones, but I won't allow the buying of 2 inputs. I've always said that. I'm quite adamant about it. So we need to make the digestate. So we needed the grass, hence the fact that I have broken my own golden rule about putting grass in November. Yeah, so next session we're going to get those grass beds, stick them all in here, make them into back into grass. And we're going to do the silage digestate, so we need to stick some water in. So, yeah, and that really amazing. It was a beautiful fit. I'm not sure if we could chop it into 2 though. It is a little bit big. I mean, 87 tons of corn. It is a lot of corn. I mean, I think we can make 2 really decent fields. I mean, 34 is even bigger. We could actually afford that. What about 31? I think the entrance to that's there. Yeah. Again, I think there was a small spot. Might be an entrance there, but I don't think there is. But I think it makes the most sense to buy 34. But I think we're going to earn a bit of cash before we do that. What is it in here? Sugar beet, and it's ready to like rock and roll. We haven't got any equipment, and if we bought that field, we wouldn't have any cash to do it. So that's definitely a no, definitely. But that is all we did. We literally did that, and we did feed our animals. Yeah, no, we did. This is true. I did actually peel off and like feed them. Oh, I put the straw in. That's right. Let's fix this. Yeah, it is true. Oh, the other thing is, I've just remembered. I'm fibbing about the amount of corn because the harvester tips some into that over there. We need that very thing anyway. So we did most of the straw of this. There's 20 some bales of grass in there, and they are bigger than normal because obviously I've got the G866 mods, which that is fast. It is amazing, and you can obviously bale very quickly. So there was 87 plus 8, 9 nearly, so 90 odd tons. Phenomenal. Yes, I did the straw, but I ran out of space, so forgot to go back because there was like workers going lot everywhere, and I'm like, oh my life, workers. And then of course I was like turning my attention to it, and actually they'd unblocked themselves. So I've got to get less panicky about it. Sometimes they do get blocked properly. Did we do the milk? I think we did that. Yeah, we done that already. Yeah, 94 tons of manure. I'm just going to see if we get the field for the manure. I'm not going to use it. I just want to I think we could just about squeeze down here. I mean, I can literally squeeze. It's a bit tight. No, it's still not letting you grab the so what we will do is I will put another one down. I'd like to test this because it's not just mine that's broken. It's like the reverse again because without clocking into the yeah, one of my Let's Plays I put that down and it's not got the decals. I don't understand how you can have a mod that's in but it's like not doing it. Oh, no, I think I've gone the wrong way. I'm sure it's this way. Probably could have gone equally both ways, so let's have a look. I think it's gonna be did I do one and it's usually 2 that we have to do anyway, so excellent. So the other thing I did was I got rid of the 2 generators and I replaced it with 1, which is not as good as those 2, but I thought it was far more important. They weren't on an island, so of course they couldn't see them as like that they were there, and they just like crashed straight into them. And I thought, that's going to get old soon. I'd sooner have a field that's usable and actually have VI build as one of ours, stick that in, which is not as good as 2, but I'd sooner have like less money coming in like that and a field that I can use completely. So they're both gone, and we just got that one which I sort of put over there, and it's totally out of the way and it's totally on our land, and it was a corner of the land that never would have been usable for anything else, so therefore I'm quite happy with what we did. So yeah, that's I do like that picture. It's a bit special, that one is. Yeah, finally round, thanks to Farmer Bob and his assistants. It's still not quite right. I've not quite pulled that one in enough, but you can. It proves it can be done. So I'm like trying to like get them all sorted. We also as in like catch up. We ripped a couple of the sheds down because there was no turning room. We did try to use them. I could not use them, so I ripped them up and gave ourselves room here. Put this bigger shed in. put this little shed in, and we're using this and this. If these are sort of like silly now, I might move them a little, or to completely remove them, because I probably not going to use them. I mean, look a bit weird is my real. I don't know. I think we can get away with it. I think, yeah, no, I think that's all right. I don't think they're too terrible actually. So we'll leave those. So we put this in. I'm using that as a shed because we've got the self-sufficiency that makes all of this type of stuff, so we don't really need it, but it is still a shed, so we're going to use it as a shed. So we've replaced the ones that we've like done, and that is it really. Yeah, that's all that happened. Quite a lot really, but it was a monster session when you consider what we actually did. So we've literally now done everything. We have switched the bionic dairy on because some Wally never did that. So yeah, that's all on too, which really means it's got quite a lot. Yeah, 8 odd tons. It is now active and should be producing a little bit of this. Yeah, it is. That's fantastic. And the salt marsh is doing fairly well. The flour of salt, we're nearly at a ton, and now that is worth a lot. So when that is, and it doesn't use a lot of water either, it is really a fantastic business. It really is. If you wish to make a lot of money, then you put 6 of those down, and you're onto a gold mine. So you could literally, I mean, it's like better than any garden that I know, like the overtime gardens. That is a cracker. It really is, for space as well. If you put 6 of those, it's almost as good as silage additive if you could sell it. It is. So yeah, I definitely the big one especially. I got the little ones. I mean, I'm glad I went for the big one straight off, because if you look, it's not that big. I mean, they are fairly hefty, but what I mean is, if you put 4 of those down, you're gonna make a lot of cash. It's not that hard to stick 4 of those down. He says as his wheels and his brain are turning to things. Shall we put another 3 down? No, I don't want it. It could be one of those that that's all you do, and then it's fairly boring. There's some ideas like that. They sound really good on paper, but they're really a terrible let's play, and that's what I need to do. So to make it interesting, anybody can like just put the best thing in the game down and make the best money, and just but it's still boring. I want to like be realistic and try to like put real elements in front of us and make it an interesting let's play rather than totally boring, and all I'm doing is pouring water into a salt marsh and selling the salt pans. I've not put the self-marketing down, but I do intend to do so. I'm trying to think, where do we stick it? Yeah, I didn't realise, but the road sort of runs, the back end of the road runs down here. I was like going that way, and I thought, I think you'll find you're going like the wrong way. So I mean, I'm trying to think where we would put our little thing down. I would say really probably over by the store or something, like where people would actually go in this community is what I'm thinking. I would, I mean, if you could buy the land, I'd like literally put one down in here, because this would be a spot where even, I suppose that would be a map sale point though then, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. We'll stick one on the side of the road, like we always said, where people are like coming to your market store. We know it's not probably like totally realistic, because you wouldn't get many people in this area, but it's just in Farming Simulator. It's a trade-off for you to sort of show that you're not marketing your own stuff. So it's not perfect. We know this. I am still in my hopes. It's been an absolutely monster session. We're up to £315,485. Oh, yeah, the other thing is, you may have seen it, but yeah, we literally went up it. I made this because the field entrance is an awful long way up there, and I thought, well, we've got a headland already, why don't we just make one of my infamous ramps that people either love or hate? It's true. So I've literally ramped over into the field, and we are not taking much more than the headland up on this side, so really it's a minimal impact. to the farms. You're not hardly losing anything because all you're doing is stealing a bit of headlands, maybe a bit more on this one, but we need a good road to lead from the farm, and it saves you lugging all of that stuff, and also means you can't bump into traffic. All of the good thing, I mean, there is no traffic on this road anyway, but you would be in real life, so it means you've got access to your farm, and it's a good way with having a road now that it wouldn't matter what crop you put in either field, you can still get to that with whatever. Even a combine could actually do this. So it's win-win in my... And obviously very, very convenient to get to our farm. It's just on the back sort of here. So again, whether you love it or you hate it, it's not bad. So yeah, we did this as well. The very, very late in the session, really, that the choice to do that. But I thought I need grass and I need digestate, so I thought, do it now. So we have. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it. It's a monster session. I'm not sure if I'm doing this as a full Let's Play. I'm toying with the idea, as I have done for a long while, on doing perhaps the odd big Let's Play. Obviously, JM Gaming, I've committed to like saying that our Rizu Forest is nearly finished, so that one's very nearly over. And that's been a long run. I seem to lose interest, although I haven't lost interest in that one really. I think that's because it's a commitment to a friend. It's important to me, so therefore I'll do it. But I do seem to get bored. I've been trying to work on it so that I like just, I seem to, the small short runs, I'm always interested and always like to do those because I know I'm not on it forever. The big ones, because I know I'm on it for a long time, it seems to like do something to my head and I'm like, oh my life. When it gets busy and really big, the sessions get monstrous, then I don't look forward to those sessions. But I mean, yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm deliberating on this matter, whether I'm just going to do short runs and say like JM Gaming's maps, or really special maps, the odd one that I'll do, and then the others I'm going to do not quite what I did before. On Rettenbach, it was a 20 session run rather than my normal 6 to 10. So it was a fairly good attempt to view the map, hit it. We did very well on it for saying it's hard economy. Again, some of it down to the self-marketing, because you get that extra bonus, which almost puts you back on par with normal economy without any cheating. So yeah, I am toying with the idea of doing that, because that way I can show more maps off. That's always been one of my biggest things, to show maps off. A bit more than a map review, an awful lot more than a map review, but you can see the map in action. I always find that far better than me just charging around the map. It doesn't show me much at all about like the fields, which I want to see, the character. That has to be seen over a length of time. So I always just think Let's Plays is the way to do it. But yeah, that's just me. So yeah, all that remains to be said, if you have got the stomach for like facing this monster time lapse, because that's the only way I could condense I think it's more like 4 hours. This one was a 4-hour session, and I want to do it in one, so I might even speed up the time lapse to be a bit bigger than normal, because otherwise it's going to be just too much for anyone to watch. So yes, if you've got the stomach to watch it, to see all the action. There is a lot of loading and unloading, and I know a lot of people do like that as well. So, and I mean, like me and the telehandler, and I was quite pleased with the new trailer. The one thing I'm going to say, it ran away at one point going down the field. I need to put chocks on it. I've got to do that, because like I've got to consciously think about where I put this, because if you put it on a hill and it starts to pick up a bit of speed, it is gone. You are going to lose it. And if I'm ever going to put it on the mod hub, no one is going to like that, and I don't myself. So yeah, I need to put chocks on it, definitely. It does seem to sink in the ground a bit, which it shouldn't do. It's got child collisions, which really should mean that it sticks up a little bit more. Yeah, it sort of literally dissolves into the ground, and it really shouldn't. But yeah, so I'll have another look at it. But in the i3D, it looks fine. But it's working, and I love the space, and especially this end here. You can get 2 straps per bale. It's like, I don't know what I did down here. It's like back to, I think, like most other people's, but like this first half, if you like want smaller objects, then use the first bit, and then the bigger ones are okay for bigger objects like pallets and stuff like that. And of course it has got 2 down the middle too, because I love the TPS, and that's a trick I learned off the. It is really, if you look at it, it is odd. It's an off-center. I know it is. It's something to do with the way that the trailer is, and yet it is right as well, because you can't put straps if they're wrong. But it is. Oh, there it is. It is there. It's like hidden in the back of a thing. They can see the plate. I was wondering. I thought I'd moved it. I need to move it a bit more. It's not quite right still. And the water tank I still need to lower it a little bit. I think it's nearly there. It was better, but it's still playing up a little bit. I mean, we didn't get any major trouble, but yeah, I think it's definitely down to the water tanker and its height. So I need to make it a little lower again, so that it's not like Mack Truckers was in FS25, the one that it had the same problem where it was a little bit too tall. And it was really finicky, kept digging holes in the ground to make it lower so it would like sense the trigger. I don't want that. It's a nice trailer, or will be a nice trailer when it's got all of its accoutrements like this. They both works in progress, but when they're finished, these are going to be really good trailers, because they're going to be fine-tuned to the point that everything is going to be spot on with them. So yeah, although they are very simple, but that's not really... I love it, I've got to be honest. Yeah, I know it's mine, but it's now... I didn't love it always, I've got to be honest. It was at times a pain in the backside. The old shape, as much as I loved it and it was an interesting shape, it was not practical. It really, yeah, not because of the game mechanics, it just didn't work. So yeah, it's now spot on. Anyway, I'm tired, so I'm rambling. So yeah, all that remains to be said is I hope you enjoy the rest of the set. That was a very, very long. I don't think I've ever had a session quite as long. Even Rombos was like less than that. This is a massive field, Gordon. And I thought, I need the digestate, so let's cut the grass. I forgot it's a beta wrapper. That's not going to work. So we can have a shed load of silage. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I was debating on whether I'd tear silage apart to make silage digestate. It'd have to be lossy. I'd have to like lose a bit of the silage, but I know it's never been done, but that doesn't mean to say it couldn't be done. The amount of times I've faced this situation, and I'm sort of for once in a situation where I might be able to actually assist myself. The unload rate of this needs changing, or I need to talk to BI Industries to say we need better pumps in this. It might be based upon the roster mash, but we really, really do not want to be taking like forever to unload. It's an age. It's very, very slow. Very, very slow. So there's still a little bit of straw on this. There's a baler missed. I didn't realise I missed that. Let's just get this a little bit. There's also... now, I'm a bit confused about the bale size. Now, you can get 11,000 litre bales anyway, but it looked like it was doing a monster 75 tonner. But the level... Yeah, I did 181, which really... You are already unfolded. Yeah, so I did 181, presuming that would be like more than 180. 189 was like producing, well, it looked like it was producing 75 ton bale. I thought, I'm not having that. I'm not having, I talk about cheating. I don't mind it being a big bale, but like, you know, double or something like that, like 22 tons. But it looks like they're 11 tons anyway, so. Let's grab you. I meant to do this actually. This was my main reason for it. Yes, I'm a bit confused, and obviously, yeah, it is true. I might actually do that. I'm like, oh, this is the one with the weird animations in it where they've gone wrong. It's never been fixed. They do weird, strange things. I thought, I know, and I'm not sure. Yeah, a lot of people probably, oh, it's dead weird. Yeah. I keep deliberating every time I have this as, do I take this out of the game? Because it's sort of like, it does weird things, like it's demon possessed. Yeah, it's a bit... I think this has got to be the convert from FS22, because it was like this in FS22, so I reckon it's obviously still broken. It really does detract, obviously, especially if you're trying to create content, because it really looks terrible. I know this is a bunker silo place, but I'm going to use it as a shed, because, like, not being funny, and I know, as I said about the ramp, I know maybe a lot of people, I thought, I'm not charging all the way down the other end of the map, but I've got a little bit of a low spot right next to me, and I can make a little ramp that goes straight over and into my fields. I don't care if I lose a little bit of field on the edge, because I would almost lose that anyway for the headland. I don't mind a generous headland if it means we're like going to get to our field a lot quicker. We've got better access. So as far as I'm concerned, I've won. And I know I took the 2 generators, and I know I'm going to generate less, but it's in the middle of our main fields. 2 of them, and they're not detectable as islands by Coursebane. I thought, well, if Coursebane would have detected them by islands, then I would have allowed it. The other thing, I like this, but I'm going to do a round top. I just think I've done that on purpose. I have actually left, I have not like done just a block. I've left access to whatever you need to get access to underneath there. I need to move that little square block because it's sticking out a bit. You couldn't see that in the i3D. It was so obvious to me now, but I don't mind there being little tiny seams, because that's not too terrible. But yeah, I think I'm going to make the top round 2 round instead of 2 squares. I did think about the door, though. You can see there is a seam all the way around where the door would open if it was going to open, which obviously on this is one of the few harvesters that actually doesn't incorporate that, which for me right now is probably a good thing. It really is. Now we release the header, didn't we? So I think we did fairly well. 20 litres. Oh yeah, of course we did. Yeah, I thought that the reason I was thinking, well, I'll make digestate and then we can do mineral feeder. It is a good business, but I don't like allow the buying of two inputs. So we'd either have to buy digestate or we'd have to buy stones, not both. So hence the fact that I really wanted to make digestate from the grass, but then I realised this is a beta wrapper, and that's not going to help you very much in your quest for digestate. Have we finished the baling as well? Well, that's not bad at all. Not bad. Oh, okay. Let's unfold. Let's just get this a little bit here. So apart from like a few little bits, this, I did wonder about this field with the trees in the places where they are. I was like, is this going to work? It's a nice baler. It's sort of like, obviously like the fast baler, but it is very, very fast. I was sort of slowing down because it felt so abnormal to be like baling at 20 miles an hour. I was like, this is a bit, but yeah. You can't really help it. It is what it is. I knew about the additional bale sizes, although as I said, now this is bigger. It used to be 6.5 tons, so that definitely is bigger. But the bales, the straw bales said 11 tons. Well, they're already 11 tons, so I was like, I don't get this. I thought I'd get the size up, which I thought would be reasonable. I thought, yeah, I don't mind doing that. That's not too terrible. I don't mind doing big bales, but like big bales of 75,000 litres, that's a little bit too cheeky for me. I mean, yeah, again, it's each to their own. I mean, it is true. What did DJ go and call people weekend farmers? Yeah, people who haven't got much time but still want to like make a, it's an impact on the game. Yeah, of course. This is a hobby and I'm going for realism, so therefore I don't really want to be like doing that. That I think will do nicely. So we've got a route into our field. I'm not sure, I might rip that bit up where I went a bit wrong, but I'm going to see if the grass grows and you can cut it. Because some of it's like plastic grass, you can plant it but it doesn't cut. It might be the cheapest stuff is just for decoration, in which case I'll rip it up next year and we'll like properly lay some grass in the bit that I've ruined. So there's a bale hiding there as well. And we want to release that. I love how quickly this is. How quickly this is. Quickly this unloads. It is quite amazing. Now that's true. This is always going to be like last. So you're going to block everything in if you do that. This is definitely true. Now there is that's, I'm deliberately not using that shed at the bottom. But this is reminiscent of Oxygen David on, I looked at this as I was passing and I'm like, nah, that's just like not meaning it's not possible, but it's not. I mean, look, this is what got one of the smallest turning circles that you could possibly have. It's a very small item. Let's just go for it. It's not going to do it. It's not. You're going to. It's just like, it looks pretty and it looks very British, but it's not going to fly. I can't have sheds that are like ridiculous. As beautiful as they are, it's got to be usable. Don't know about that one. Can we use that one? No, it's the spacing of the metal poles. I don't care if it ruins it. It's got to be like working. You can't have things that look pretty but they're not a shed you can ever use. Said the same about Oxygen David, and he changed it too. I mean, again, they're very tight. I don't think that's usable either. No. I'd sooner have a massive space and like hardly any oh my life, that did rather a bit. Okay, so then what are we going to do to replace this? I think I know what I'm going to do. I am going to use one of my favourite ones. Yeah, because that's accessible from all sides. It's fairly flat, and I would imagine it's just about big enough for my absolute favourite. Yeah, it is really. Can we still get past that road? Yeah, we know it overlaps with another object. We don't care. Let's give ourselves a bit of room to sit. Now then, the other thing is, though, is all the little roads. Do we just stick one like over there? Right, this is yeah, so it always does turn out like a bigger thing than you actually think, because of all the little, there's loads of little roads on this that like lead from one place to another, so we need to like incorporate those. So that one goes there and then it comes up here, so you need to access this. So we might leave this as a bit of yard, chop that tree down and then stick. Now yeah, I tried that new brand of and I thought, wow, that's reasonable, isn't it? It is, but it doesn't. It takes forever. I mean, I don't know. When I say forever, I don't know if it was actually going to ever cut that tree. I was like at it and at it and at it, and I'm like, we might have to shift this lot. We may have to. This is becoming a questly, an expensive endeavour now. But yeah, there's this road here, then there's the main road there, and I mean, and don't get me wrong, the sheds, they fit in the space, but I've got to be able to use them. I really have. So we'll leave his house, and we'll try our bestest. Well, I suppose we could put. What could we put here? These aren't too terrible, although they're a little bit similar. But if you leave the posts are not quite so bad. I would say that of all of them is probably one that's going to fit the best. I think it's overlapping with the object at the back, which is the fuel tank. Right, that'll do nicely for that one. Now we'll stick a biggie in. Now I prefer the one that you have to build out of this set. We could sort of like do that. Can we? If we twizzle it, do we get that? Yes, that's it. That's the way we want to do it. I know, because you can still go through to the back shed where we've stuck our grass equipment. Do we want to set it back a bit though? Because we're still going to be in the same predicament really, where it's going to be inaccessible or unusable. You need turning space. Right, so we're on a B mode. We've actually got some space to actually use the swing space and everything, and we can still access the shed at the back. Right, now then. So we've got two sets of sheds with an awful lot of room. And I know I've got to be honest, English farms can be like this. And yeah, I have seen an awful lot of English farms that aren't like that. Bally Springs was the same. I literally tore that to pieces because I was like, oh my life. I mean, some of the design of the sheds also are like where you put one piece of equipment and then you've got to like drag 10 pieces to get the one piece out. And again, that is just like a bad design of shed. Just because it's British doesn't mean it's good. I mean, if you're going to go for a poor design, it's a poor design. So then we need to send that back. What a monster session that was. Bales, we'll grab them next session, and I'll think about a destructive silage to silage digestate. It's got to be destructive. Yeah, we're going to lose some of the silage to do it. I don't mind that. A little bit, I do mind it, but what I mean is it's got to be, if you're like trying to sort of squeeze life out of the silage to make it into silage digestate, then there's got to be a bit of loss. This is the way that I'm looking at it. Right, let's get that. No, next session, that's my trouble. I'll never stop. I'll just crack on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and it's ridiculous. So how many bales are there in that field? Let's have a quick look, and then I am really slinging my hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and a straw bale. I can see, and there's probably a bit more that you can't quite see on the edge. Yeah, there was another 1, 21, 22 bales on here. They're all about 8 odd tons, I think. It said 7,500 litres. The normal ones are 6.5, aren't they? So we gain an extra ton for doing that one thing. Now that's not too terrible. I can live with that. So we'll grab these next time. In the meantime, I'm going to like find something else for the self-sufficiency, and I'm going to see if I can put the pig food recipe in to actually do this. Yeah, to get this the self-sufficiency. I don't know what the recipe is. I need to look up what it is, what everyone else is doing, because I very rarely, never even thought about doing my own pig food. Oh, that's a bit lumpy there. Needs a bit of a soften. You gotta be careful though, because it'll steal the. Just a little tiny dab there. Oh, it's stealing the height. That's what I was worried about. The tools don't necessarily work together well. No, not terribly well. Right, so there we go. I hope I haven't offended too many people with this, but it's something I did. FS19 are not so pretty as this. It was a real mess. Learned a couple of tricks in FS22 to make it a bit better, but it's still the same thing, really. But it's just a land bridge that goes over your two hedges and uses the hedge as a middle piece. It's I thought was not a bad idea, really. And also minimum loss, because you're using just a bit of your headland, really. Maybe a bit more than you would like, but to gain what you're gaining, good access to this field without having to charge a million miles up the road, it's not worth it. That was the only bit of a mistake that I made that was a bit horrible, but we'll see whether that grass can be cut or whether we need to like do some more. So I mean, look, we've only gone a little bit further than the headland. I mean, this headland's not a very generous one either. So, me personally, I would sooner do that than like have to charge all the way up there. And not just that, I'm thinking more about the bales. Yeah, when you're loading, or if you were like ripping this up and you were making it into a normal field, we've only really lost a little bit of like what you class as the headlands. I've just put that splash of grass. I might actually put some proper grass down as well, as in like around the edge. I thought it looked a bit odd because I was trying to choose something that I didn't do these horrible square marks. This seems to get away with it. I thought, well, you've not tried certain things. Just try those, because at the minute, if you do any kind of concrete and it does those horrible squarey type things, so it's, yeah, vile. Yeah, so I'll remodel that. It will obviously be changed. The BI Industries will come and they will like do that. And is that BI Industries large enough, do you think? It's a little tad on the large side, I think. We definitely get the impression it's definitely made by BI Industries, full stop, but not bad, it is properly. That's my round decal that's squared, as in like it just sucks nicely into the thing, but you can't see under it. It's one of those things that Farmer Bob was saying, you can sort of, because it's got a round thing on the texture, you can pull it flat, but which means that you can make it hook things quite nicely. So that is going to come in very useful for almost many sort of types of things. Many things I'm going to slap a decal on like that. So yeah. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to say my goodbyes, and then I'm going to do my what do we do this session. I'm going to try to stick to being consistent. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this fantastic journey on this brilliant farm. I know what I said about the herb. I mean that's a choice, a personal design thing of like what you think is right and what you think is wrong. It's not a criticism against the map maker who has designed a very British farm, but like one that was just not usable. And I don't know whether the old one was the same or what, and if it was, or whether they were just for looks really, those ones, because you could not use them. But that's not my kind of farm. It's got to be usable. Most of the others were okay. The only other question mark I've got, just while I'm talking, is this one down here. We'll visit that. This here is, you're like straight on the field. It's impossible to get out where this crop is without damaging the crop. Luckily we don't own the field, but what I mean is, it's just, again, one of those questionable designs that if this is going to happen, it should have a headland down here, because, I mean, look, that's supposed to be the middle of the road and it dissolves into the field. And I know when you're making maps, it's like modding only on steroids. It's like a monstrous task. All I'm saying is, practically, then I would, like, when I buy this field, which hopefully we will, I'm going to, like, obviously one of the first jobs I'm going to do is make the headland fairly big on this so we can actually use this shed, because at the minute it's unusable, which is why I thought I'm going to get the grass equipment. I won't probably ever use that because we won't ever TED like that. I've got the the self-sufficiency does that already, so yeah. Can we get the manure out now? I did have a muck around with this. Still didn't do anything about that though. Yeah, so I will have a go next session to see if we can actually grab that out, because we should be able to. It's the same as the Giants one. If not, I am really throwing mine away. If we get someone else that's going, but the thing is, I tried someone else's and that didn't work either on another Let's Play. So the newer seems to be very, very hit and miss. But anyway, yeah, I'm slinging my hook because it's been a monster session. It really has. Yeah. Oh, so. There is something weird going on there, because that was me walking over that and it did something weird. Yeah. So it's something here. Is it the fact... It is as well. It does some sort of weird glitchy thing that grabs you. I think we'll leave it open. Oh my life. Yeah, I'm stuck. Is a new map. There's things gone wrong with that. Now they're the kind of allowances I can allow. You know, like those type of things where it's just a glitch, and we know the modder will fix this because he is a good modder. So yeah, we shall. I'm going to leave it there, but I'm not criticising, but I am. But what I mean by that is, it's more impractical than anything else. But I mean, I'm also going to say, when you consider the size of a mod that is a map, it's huge. There's going to be little errors. And really, how difficult is it to fix the little things that we've done? So it's more that it's not me having a go per se. It's me like saying, well, I can't use this. I've got to do something about it, because and that it always sounds like you're having a go at the map maker then, and that's not really what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I think the road sort of did go up here, didn't it? I've cut the road out. Yeah, I've not quite done that right. You couldn't get it. It's quite a small shed. I actually like this one. But it fits in a lot of places. Now that is what I'm saying. I'm not a massive fan of any kind of poles, but this spacing on this is reasonable, so I can put up with that. That one, you could not even get in between it. You could have done if you'd have had space. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It was too narrow. I mean, I've left myself turning room here. You need room to turn. You can't go from, right, the shed's right behind me. But there is no room. It is as simple as that. So we've widened out. I mean, we did get rid of more sheds than I would have wished, if I'm honest. But it is what it is. I'd sooner have room than and a couple of sheds than not have room at all. The other thing is, let's ask the shop to pick that header up, because I'm quite sure we got collared for at least 2 or 3 hours. That was it. Really, I'm not kidding. I mean, you'll see a time lapse, but. Return, yes, fantastic. And I am going to say my goodbyes, and then I'm going to say my hellos. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.